You know, when we talk about contractor safety, most people's minds jump straight to compliance, ticking boxes and avoiding fines. But what if I told you that's missing the entire point? What if mastering contractor safety was actually a key to unlocking total operational excellence? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how you can do that.
So, let's just get real for a second. When you bring a new contractor onto a site, what's your safety process actually look like? Is it a quick peek in an insurance form, a firm handshake and just hoping for the best? Or is it a solid, repeatable system? How you answer that is going to be at the heart of everything we talk about next.
And look, it is a huge challenge. Let's not downplay it. The moment a contractor sets foot on your property, you're not just managing a task, you're inheriting all of their risk. And that risk, it can hit your schedule, your budget, your company's reputation, and of course, the most important thing, the health and safety of every single person on that project. So yeah, getting this right is absolutely critical.
So, how do we get our arms around this massive challenge? Well, the good news is it boils down to a really simple but incredibly effective framework. It's all built on 4 key pillars, which are really 4 essential documents that all work together. You've got the questionnaire, the bill of quantities, the plan, and finally, the report. Let's dive into each one.
All right, our journey begins right here with step 1, finding the right partner. Because honestly, the most important safety decision you will ever make happens long before anyone even thinks about picking up a tool. It's all about pre-qualification.
And this is the one question that you have to answer above all else. It's not just, hey, can you do the job? It's, are you genuinely equipped from top to bottom to do this job safely? The gap between those 2 questions is massive, and getting it wrong can lead to absolute disaster.
The tool we use to get that answer is the OSHA Capabilities Questionnaire. And I want you to focus on that word before. This is not some piece of HR paperwork you do during onboarding, no way. This is a tough, rigorous vetting tool that decides if a contractor even gets a seat at the table. Think of it as your first and best line of defense.
So, what are we digging into with this questionnaire? We're looking for cold, hard proof. What's their safety record look like over the last few years? Show me the OSHA certifications. Prove to me that your employees actually go through proper training. And hey, what happens when things go sideways? Do you have real, documented emergency plans? These aren't just questions, they're data points that create a very clear picture of who you're about to partner with.
Okay, so you've used the questionnaire and you've picked a partner you can trust. Awesome. Now we're on to step 2, which is all about building the safety playbook. This is where we stop talking in generalities and get super specific about what safety is going to look like on this project. It's about defining the what and the how.
You know, in the safety world, ambiguity is your worst enemy. It's those little misunderstandings and vague assumptions that lead to accidents. That's why top-tier planning demands crystal clarity on 2 distinct things. First, exactly what is required, and second, exactly how the contractor is going to make it happen.
Think of this planning stage as a 2-sided coin. On one side, you, the project owner, define the what. You do this with something called the OSH bill of quantities. Then you hand it over to the contractor and they come back with the how, the OSH plan. This is their detailed strategy for knocking down every single one of your requirements.
So let's zoom in on the what. The OSH bill of quantities is exactly what it sounds like. The best analogy? It's the project's safety shopping list. It's not vague. It's a detailed checklist that might say, we need Type X hard hats for everyone in this zone, or we require daily scaffolding inspections by a certified pro. It's specific, it's non-negotiable, it's the list.
And the how? Well, that's the OSH plan. This is the contractor's game plan. For every single item on your shopping list, they have to explain their strategy. Who's in charge of it? What are the exact steps they'll take? When is it going to happen? This document is what turns your list of requirements into their concrete, actionable promise.
So, you've picked a fantastic partner, you've co-created a brilliant plan, we're good to go, right? Well, not even close. Now comes the part that really matters. Step 3, tracking performance. This is where we make sure that all that great work on paper actually happens in the real world.
And really, the question that drives this whole phase is beautifully simple. After all that effort defining the what and the how, the only thing we need to ask now, every single day, is, are you actually doing it? It's all about trust, but verify.
So how do we verify? We use the OSS regular report, and the key word there is regular. This isn't a surprise audit, it's a constant rhythmic check-in. It's like the heartbeat of the project safety program, and its only job is to measure what's really happening against what was promised in the OSS plan.
This report is all about the data. It's tracking things like compliance. Did we do the daily checks we said we would? It's logging incidents, and maybe even more importantly, it's logging the near misses, because that lets you fix a small problem before it becomes a disaster. It documents the fixes, and it holds everyone accountable by showing progress versus the original plan. It is, quite literally, the project's safety scorecard.
Okay, let's pull the camera back now and look at the big picture, because I hope you're starting to see that this isn't just a sequence of 4 random steps. No, it's something much, much more powerful. What we've really been building here is a true life cycle of excellence. And this is the big takeaway, the thing I really want you to get. The questionnaire, the bill of quantities, the plan, the report, these aren't just separate pieces of paper that you file away and forget about. They are deeply connected stages in a living, breathing, continuous cycle of safety management.
Here's how it all locks together. You start with the questionnaire to pick your partner. Use the bill and the plan to define the job. Use the report to track how it's going. But see that arrow going from the report all the way back to the start? That's the secret sauce. That's where the magic happens.
What this means is that the data you get from today's report doesn't just die in a filing cabinet. It becomes the intelligence you use for the next project. The lessons you learned, what worked, what didn't, they feed right back into the questions you ask and the standards you set for the next contractor. Every single project makes you smarter and safer for the next one. It's continuous improvement in action.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Take an honest look at your own process. Is it just a linear series of checkboxes you have to rush through on every project? Or have you built a true life cycle? A system that learns, that adapts, and that gets stronger and smarter every single time? Because that right there is the difference between just managing compliance and truly achieving operational excellence.